Is immortality really enjoyable? I don't know. We often lack imagination about things we've never experienced. A person with no practical experience, when they dream a spring dream, will wake up at the crucial moment. This is the reason. Because there's no relevant experience in reality, the brain can't render specific images in the dream. So, everyone has different views on whether immortality is good or not. Some people think immortality is a curse, and prolonged life will only bring pain and emptiness. Indeed, when you live long enough, after you've experienced everything, most things no longer bring you joy. They only seem tedious. It's like a regular person being happy for the whole day when they get paid on the 10th or 5th of each month. But for Jack Ma, it would be boring. However, to turn the story around, although Jack Ma can't experience the joy of getting paid, who wouldn't want to be Jack Ma? His happiness, ordinary people can't imagine. Do you know that? So, personally, I long to become Jack Ma, but I'm not particularly eager for immortality. If I could live forever, I would even be willing to marry a fairy. We've mentioned before that the path to immortality for humans could be through mechanical ascension, but that comes with significant problems. Most of human emotions and desires are driven by hormones, so if you become a tin can person without sexual hormones in your body, even if a curvy girl in a stepmother's skirt sways her waist and shakes her hips in front of you, you wouldn't be interested. Imagine how terrifying that would be. If you can't feel, then what use is immortality? So, compared to mechanical ascension, gene ascension shows its advantages. It preserves the complete body, which means it preserves emotions and desires. As the saying goes, you want to eat and drink well, get a spa treatment, enjoy food, drink and fun, and experience romantic encounters. So, I think the best form of immortality isn't replacing the body, but achieving eternal life within the body itself. Now, the question arises, why does our body die? Or rather, why can't we achieve immortality? Biologically, there's a theory called the disposable cell theory, which suggests that once an individual has completed the task of reproduction, they need to die to avoid taking up resources needed by the next generation. In other words, individual death is beneficial for the population's reproduction. If the older generation doesn't die, the next generation won't have the chance to dominate the evolution of life and will be stuck in the previous generation. It's like, if you want a promotion, you need your boss to get promoted first. If they can't be promoted, you'll have to wait for them to pass away. Genes don't care about individual survival. From the gene's perspective, once you've completed your main task of reproducing, passing on your genetic material, you must die. Otherwise, you will compete for limited resources with the next generation. Once we surpass the age of reproduction, around 45 years old, the genes will gradually shut down the body's cell repair mechanisms, and our bodies will age, eventually leading to death. So, in a sense, we cannot live forever because our genes kill us. You want immortality, right? Well, go talk to the genes, see if they'll let you live forever. The underlying logic of evolution isn't to protect individuals, but to ensure the passing down of genetic information from generation to generation. To put it somewhat uncomfortably, genes, in order to achieve immortality for themselves, choose to prevent individuals from living forever. So, we see in movies and TV shows, if someone can live forever, they must isolate themselves and live alone, or they would be captured for research. We, who live ordinary lives and experience the natural cycle of birth, aging, illness, and death, are just like a special case created by the genes. Getting extra care, who can tolerate that? After all, we, the working people, hate the privileged ones, and of course, even more so when we are not among them. But reality is often very cruel. We are all just carriers of genes, and this carrier is a highly complex and intricate machine. If this machine breaks down, the genes would find it much more cost-effective to replace it rather than repair it. So genes are more inclined to let you reproduce rather than let you live forever. However, if we can understand the cell repair mechanism controlled by genes and keep it functioning, theoretically, we could achieve genetic ascension. Currently, human science knows two things about this repair mechanism. First, we cannot control it. Second, we cannot control it. In any case, individuals who have fulfilled their reproductive mission will inevitably be discarded by genes, but for those who haven't completed their mission, genes will activate the repair mechanism at full force, giving us enough time to grow strong enough so we can better assist the next generation. Modern health science believes that maintaining some degree of hunger and exposure to cold stimuli can extend life, and this is the reason behind it. If you keep eating until you're full or stay in a warm environment, the the body gets a signal that external resources are abundant, meaning the individual will quickly complete their reproductive mission. Is warmth important? Since you've completed your main task, it's time for you to move on, and genes will gradually shut down the repair mechanism, and various aging diseases will take you away. On the other hand, if you limit calorie intake and expose yourself to cold stimuli, your body will interpret that the external environment is harsh, and genes will trigger repair proteins to express in abundance, letting you live a little longer. It's like making the most of good conditions when they arrive, and enjoying life to the fullest. In ancient Chinese health practices, there's also a principle called eat only when you're hungry, meaning you should stop eating when you're 70% full. It's the same principle. However, for people like Dao Rong, who can't really practice self-discipline, it's a lot harder. In my opinion, if you can enjoy life to the fullest, living a shorter life wouldn't be a bad thing at all. What we want is to look at the clock, take a bath, enjoy every second, dance, hold on to someone's waist, eat, drink, and have fun, even making mischief, saying 5 names and making someone jump in shock.